I was wrong on that.
You were wrong.
No vibes. She famously had no vibes.
Hey, beautiful.
But
I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend now.
I guess we're boyfriend girlfriend now. She's a lot behind the scenes.
What does she does? At least one of wives does. To move on to the real important topic of the day, Robbo's testicles. All I hear is wah, 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 and all that bum, 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 all that bum, bum, bum.
I've never been drier.
That sounded like she wants me.
I mean, that's
She'll fucking off
we
me.
talked about this the other day. Why have you not got any life insurance?
All right, because I feel like you're going to kill me.
Well, everything was going out of both ends. Yeah, it was awful.
You could have stopped there, but you didn't.
Welcome back to the Life Begins podcast. In this episode, we're looking at January 2022. And in this month, we look at...
Well, it's the month where we had our first false start and our first most romantic holiday, and where Wordle literally was the catalyst for what ended up being a marriage. So let's go. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to pour these glasses, but whilst I'm pouring these, I just really want to know why this month started off with me receiving literally the first message pretty much of 2022 was me receiving a half-naked picture of my sister-in-law, your sister. So, I mean, it's something that Caroline would never do. So I just need an explanation from the Stablers as to why this is in my phone.
I mean, what better way to kick off 2022
Than a picture of your sister.
She wasn't half naked. She was on the toilet and she was doing a oop, and I was in the foreground. We're doing a little selfie because, you know, sisters like to go to the toilet together. Well, women in general kind of go to...
Do you like to go to the toilet together, or is it just...
It's just something that happens.
Is it because the queues are so big?
Well, we were in a house, so that's not really it.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. There's no excuses in a house.
No, I mean, I did send you a picture a little bit later on with, like, I think there was about 7 of us in there, someone, like, smoking a joint and stuff, and I was far too old for that.
Well, I was desensitized by that point. Like, once I'd seen a person I'd never even met.
Again, there was no bits on show, though. There was no bits on show.
No, I don't think so. I didn't zoom in.
She was sat on the toilet going, hoo-hoo. In fact, it was really cute because on New Year's Day, when the clock and all the things are happening, the fireworks on TV and shit, you called me, I think, like 30 seconds into the new year, and I was like, oh, happy New Year.
I mean, that's pretty vom, isn't it? Like, we'd literally been dating for
like 2 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks by this point. I've been on about 5,000 dates, but
Yeah,
the
but
fact
cute.
that, I think that's an important moment that we both felt the urge as the clock chimed, if that's what happens, something happens, that we both felt the urge to speak to each other at that moment.
Yeah.
That was a nice little cue.
And it wasn't even actually quite like 30 at this point, so it wasn't going to be like an all-night rager, or maybe it possibly would.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, I was going to say, we were back.
Anyone that knows Georgia and I knows that was a
No,
thing
but I like to be at home, though. It was going to be like a late night. I like to be at home. I don't like to be somewhere else. I'm like, I don't like to hear the birds chirping.
Chirping?
Chirping? Yeah.
The story this month for me, very early on in the month, we were talking about like anxiety, and that's something that, check out other videos if you want to learn more about anxiety. But it's because someone after my New Year's Eve party, because we both had a separate New Year's Eve parties, it would have been stupid to call each other at the same party. Someone was cleaning up downstairs. I think I know who it was, and I just wasn't prepared to face that person because I was so anxious.
John let someone clean his house when he was upstairs. He just let them clean.
I wasn't going to do it. I didn't want to get up. The only reason I was awake is because I could hear the clinking, clanking. This person, bless them, lovely person, is sober, and that's why they were able to get up so early. So I don't feel so bad. I mean, you
hosted. They have a nice time. I guess it's a nice thing to do. I'd like to think that I would clean up a little bit if I'd stayed over. So, yeah.
Maybe at that point, but definitely not fucking now. If that was was it the next New Year when you didn't leave the bedroom for 2 days? And we just lived on KFC.
No. So you say me like it was.
Yeah. I went downstairs. You didn't leave the bedroom.
By the next New Year's, we were living together, and the party went on until about 4.
You don't need to tell the whole story, and because that's for another episode. What I'm saying is that you're saying you would clean up. Don't talk shit.
No,
don't talk shit.
But again, I was in my house. I didn't
so you would clean up someone else's.
So whenever I go to a New Year's party, I just happen to just move into that person's house before it hits New Year's, so I don't have to do the cleanup. So the next New Year, I was living in our house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, don't have to do the cleanup again.
There was a lot of here's what I'm into, you should try it. And the difference between then and now that I find so remarkable is how much you bullshitted me about, I'll definitely try it. Yeah, that sounds really good.
You're talking about one book.
No, I'm not. The book is in there. It's not just a book. I recommended the Instant Pot to you.
The Instant Pot.
Yeah, the Instant Pot, which is in that cupboard over there.
Okay.
Yeah, miraculous machine, but you just would not take to it.
I'm a big cooking fan, and I've got my ways. And you know what? This thing, though.
This thing.
Warm to that.
She's pointing at the dog. I can't believe it. No, she's not. She's pointing at the air fryer.
Air fryer. I was kind of like dead against the air fryer for no reason.
Air fryer is the most millennial invention. A recommendation you did take on was a game that some people may have heard of. Wordle. Wordle, remember that? Do you remember Wordle?
Wordle was a big thing in our relationship, and it was very special to us because it became that kind of like when you're dating someone and it's kind of like it's like, oh, who's going to text first, or like blah blah blah. Wordle's a way for us to kind of connect to, well, not connect, but a way to kind of like say hello in the morning without it being overly cringed far too early.
Well, I think
so instead of being like, hey, beautiful, or just being like, let's play out the weird dating waiting game.
the voice that you've dated, by the way.
Oh, people say that way too early.
No, I just meant the voice, not the words.
I don't know, but I'm making up the.
Is that how you think those men sound?
How you hear it.
Ah, okay, right.
If you've only like, been dating someone, you've done like a couple of dates, you've only seen them like a couple of times in a couple of weeks, it's, hey, beautiful. That's how you hear it because it's grim. I don't like it. It's too familiar. You don't know me.
I mean, I do know whether you're beautiful or not.
Yeah, but I don't, for me, some people might like it, but...
I think if you liked that person, you wouldn't mind it. Like if you actually really liked that, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the person. So I'm saying like,
I think eventually because we got into the work that our entryway into like talking to each other in the morning was Wordle for so long. I think I actually did text you being like, I'd actually quite like you. I was like, can you actually say hey beautiful one time? And you were like, okay. No. And then the next day you're like, hey beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
How was that? Can you say hey sugar plum to me? Like, oh,
hey, Wordle. Yeah, instead of like any kind of like a cutesy opening or no opening at all.
Wordle was
just kind of like, this is my Wordle score. What's your Wordle score?
An absolute godsend, and I'd recommend to anyone dating to try and find. Oh, it's very different times, but to find something similar that's like, it's something that happens like every day or every other day that you can sort of check in on.
You worded it really like,
where it's like like dogs of the week type thing. Obviously that's weekly, but something like that where it's like every week we sort of both want to connect on this thing. For us, it was every day, and that was great.
Yeah, it's like I think you said like I think it's like a couple of days into doing Wordle because I've got like a screenshot of you saying like, have you heard of Wordle by the way? And it's just when it was taken off, and I was like, no, I haven't. I think you've been playing it with a talk about it people.
No, I hadn't played it yet.
Have you not?
No, you're the first one I played it with.
Oh, okay. So you said to me, have you heard of this? And I was like, no, I haven't. What is it? And then we played it for the first time that day. And like a couple of days later, I think you said something like,
or we could play this every day.
Oh, no. You said like, I think it's a really nice way of kind of like connecting each day and stuff. It takes the pressure off because then you just playing a little game and you're sending it forward. And to be fair, though, it did bloody work because when we're doing the research for these podcasts,
90% of it is Wordle.
It's not even that. It's kind of like, so you might kick off with a Wordle, but then it is a slog to get through because we talked non-stop from not like, every minute of every day because that would like be a little bit
going through the messages.
But like
took 2 hours.
We were in consistent communication, it was very nice and reassuring. It wasn't every day of every minute, of course not, but we did talk a lot each day unless we were with each other, and then that's the only kind of like big kind of like 12, 15 hours.
Well, that's a good thing about Wordle. It really did help. And like the also good thing was like later on it became very competitive, and it was good because like you've got the PhD in English literature and I'm just this maths geek. Well, I'm not actually a maths geek anymore. Last episode was native
in literature.
Well, it did end up. I started strong, and then you beat me in the end after a long time. But
not only that, it's like so we were the daily Wordle game, we started making it into more of a competition. So it's like
I think some of the challenges are out next month though, like some of the big ones.
Yeah, so we ended up turning it into bigger challenges, and I won overall every single time.
No, what do you mean by you can't win overall every single time?
When we did it out of 10, yes,
we had two. Anyway, that's for next month because there's none of that in this month. You know what was crazy about this month actually that I realised this is just madness to me. I read something that I sent to you, which was like, we can travel to Germany. like, if you're vaccinated, you can go to Germany now. And I was just like, fuck.
There was a lot of back
We
and
still
forth.
could, no, I meant like we still couldn't just
Yeah.
travel at this point. Like it was still a time when, yeah, we could see each other and we could.
We were talking about tests and stuff. There was a bit like, well, I'll need.
I had COVID almost all the fucking time.
You had COVID.
In the last 2 months, I see.
I'm gonna have to keep testing, blah blah. There's a lot of like COVID, and it was very casual because it was so normalised. And it's like I've got to take my test, and then I've got to take my PFT. Not what was it?
PFT.
LFT,
lateral flow.
Lateral flow. So I've got to take that today. It seems like it's negative, but it's not totally sure. So I'm gonna have to take it again tomorrow. Blah blah. There's a lot of that going.
Let's not spend time talking about the fucking.
No, but it's weird. It's the fact. What surprised me about looking at that now is just fact how casual it was. It was like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. Take. Have you got a spare one? Blah.
Whereas what I got from it was, oh fuck, it was still that restricted at this point. Which I guess like the blessing of meeting someone you're really excited about at that point meant that you weren't focused on like. I wasn't too bothered about things opening up because I'd found something that I really wanted to settle into.
Cute.
See, I can be cute. Speaking of cute, you this month bought me a cum mug. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Oh, the cum mug, yeah. I sent John a picture of my living room of where I was living with, and it had like, you know, the mugs that have got like CUN, and then the C is the handle.
It was cheap as fuck though. It was like teamy.
And you're like, oh, I love this mug, and then I got you a first little gift from me, and then like.
I do like the way you can use the word, or the person who can use the word cunt without.
It's got a good like. It's got all like that. It's the hard consonants and the really like Germanic like.
Germanic, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just really like satisfying to say.
Sorry, parents. I'm sure some people will be. But you know what? I just want to say, right down the barrel of a camera, if you're the kind of person that gets, ooh, don't say that word, get a grip.
As if that made your list of
genocide going on in Gaza, all right?
As if that made your like list of stuff though. The cunt mug.
I just thought it was a nice moment. But yeah, we've moved on from genocide to cunt mug. But yeah, this was a weird. I read something else in messages that I was like, fucking hell, weird, the weirdest month because there was the cringiest. Oh, we were going to do a bit where we were like going to read out some of the sexting that we did to each other, but like mute it and then do the reaction.
Can I also contextualize this? This was kind of like the mood.
What? Contextualize it?
No, only just because like I just think like from early dating, you're obviously quite polite, you're getting to know each other, and then obviously with early dating, there's like that obviously if you feel the spark's happening, it goes from like polite getting to very, very frisky, very quickly.
Because you're not seeing each other quite enough.
Yeah, like, and it's got the friskiness about it, so it did get very frisky.
That was like Reagan in Oliver Twist.
We were both doing the research for this though. We were like scrolling past our text, and I was like, I'm gonna have to scroll straight past this. Yeah. I can't deal with the sexting of early us.
Well, I think maybe if we get the time, we'll do some like B-roll later where we'll actually read those out.
I don't think we ever will.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it was so grim, so cringe.
It's a dick.
But that.
There's a nip. There's another nip. Stop.
My mum's actually already watched an episode of this. She might be watching this one. But what I found really funny was we went from that to talking about mortgages.
Oh, yeah. So I obviously was living with my pal at the time.
Pal, you and your Cheshire words. Pal.
Okay, so I was with my
mate.
My mate M.
My friend.
Okay.
Pal.
And I was looking to buy my first place ever. Just turned 30 and I only just kind of had a stabilized income, really. I've been very lucky to have some help from my grandmother. So I was like, okay, maybe it's the time now. This is the decade where I buy somewhere, and I'm having the opportunity. I'm very lucky.
You gave yourself a big time frame then, didn't you?
No, I mean this is as in my 30s, maybe I've just turned 30.
That's what I mean.
This is the time, and I've been very, very lucky.
Your mum was very pushy in that. She was very when I met your mum, which isn't.
Oh yeah, she was just everything's pissing money at the wall. She's completely outdated.
Boomers, get a grip. You don't know what it's like. But Deb was when I did meet her, which wasn't this month, I don't think it was mentioned.
It was April.
Was it that long? Because she was whispering in my ear. She was like, get us a bloody buy a house and stuff. So
it was April because that's when they got Bo, and it was literally you met them the day after the kind of April Fools. I love you.
My point. Oh yeah, that's the story for another day, which links in quite nicely to another big story in this one. But we'll come back to that. Yeah. Let me just say what I was going to say, which is that my point was not the whole you buying a house, although we even addressed this later on in our relationship, how you were looking in places near you and Stockport, and I was like, oh, what about this house in Salford? This one's really nice.
Well, it's
We weren't even like official by this point.
No, but the line that really sticks in my head when I was like, I'm very fortunate that I've got like maybe something that I can maybe like buy a flat somewhere or that. And then I remember actually coming round in December and you bought me, I think I told you about it being like, I might be in a position that I might be able to buy somewhere. It was very exciting. And you bought me like, and we've got them in the living room. You bought me those like, kind of like just these little like
cheap ass
things from like Tesco.
I didn't want it to be too...
Oh, you know, it couldn't have been because it would have been a bit like, it's a bit too much to like
but,
go over the top. But you gave me these like cute little presents that you clearly thought about that conversation. You got me something from Tesco, be like, oh, this is quite a nice little house buying gift because it's quite exciting news. That was exactly the point of that, the thought that counts. You got me these 3 little things that are still in there because it was so touching. I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And then anyway, a few weeks later, I was still like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then it was the line that was in my head.
I'm waiting, but I don't even know what it is. It's really bad. I'm going to read a sexting line out.
No, it's not.
Go on, make me cringe.
No, you were trying to get me to buy in Salford, weren't you? You're like, and you went, there's just a really good big Tesco.
Wait, you're laughing about that?
And
What is the one thing you know? Look at where we live.
I know, but the way we live, one week go, it's Austin Tesco in Salford.
That's the only thing this about where we live. Staff and Junior and Paddy. What's the only thing missing about where we live? Big Tesco. Was I right? I was fucking right.
The the fact that like you use that as kind of like, you know, like a chit, kind of like, but there's a really big Tesco around.
I know, it was right.
Because you were looking like pretty much exclusively around flats around where you lived, and I was like, that's very sweet. But you weren't being dead obvious about it. But it's one of those like things that you weren't being obvious about it, but I was like, this is clearly a plug. And it's the fact that it was the most ridiculous one. It was like the big Tesco.
I think I was being like ironic, but not ironic.
You weren't being ironic.
I think I was. I was like, look, we've got.
I got that text and I genuinely like pissed myself. I was like, no, babe, you want me to? And then I think I texted you about being like, do you want me to be near you? You were like, no, I want you to be not near me.
Which what was wrong? Anyway, well,
nothing wrong with that.
Links very nicely in. What the? Oh, I've written something here.
It's difficult to be coy when you really like someone, but you've not been seeing them for that long to be able to be like that like that though.
Yeah, I mean, it's so.
Because I would have been the same. I'd be like, I really like this person. I don't want them to like suddenly move halfway across the country. How can I make that balance?
Because dating is such a fucking nightmare though. Because it's like you don't want to be too like, hey, beautiful. You don't want to be too aloof.
Yeah.
You gotta like.
You got to find the balance.
But what I think is,
and I think you made that balance really nicely, actually.
I think if you've got a level of emotional IQ, some level which not everyone does, if you've got any evidence of that, any sort of inkling, then you can kind of usually know how far you can push and how far you know what I mean. Like, so what was good in being this month, we started to get a bit more honest with each other, a bit more open. Like
we walked that line really well, I thought.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I was a little bit like apprehensive about doing some months of this podcast. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna look back at myself and then like, am I gonna like see like a version that I was like really trying to pretend someone that I wasn't, or was I like overstepping, or how was I in early dating and blah blah. I've not really revisited who that person was in a long time, and actually I'm quite pleasantly surprised. I don't think I did overstep. I think I did walk the balance, and I think I was pretty much kind of like true to myself.
You were true to yourself. You were you were more the version of yourself that you're aspiring again to be now, which is like this, like,
but I was
live in a lovely house and have like birth browns and, you know, blah, 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 because you were them and it was...
But I was living that life.
I know, that's what I mean. It was true, but like, it was that version of you, which is like what you aspire to be.
It was like, I was living that life, but with none of the stability. It was kind of like, I was still like doing that. Like, I think now I'm still true to myself, but I've got that level of stability where I can kind of like live it in a way that I'm not kind of like half-arsing it.
No, we're trying to build.
Like we've got a mortgage and a marriage.
Authentic work.
We're building a life together now,
like
rather than kind of like, yeah.
There's lots of things in here that I remember. Like this was the month. So here's something. You say you don't regret anything, or like you don't. Apart from the sexting talk, which we'll get to again in a second. Don't cringe too much about like any of the messaging. Like you use the phrase "panny D."
Panny D.
And honestly, is the first ick that...
Oh, is that when you said like the only thing that's keeping you going right now is your tits?
Did I say that?
You did in like. So we were both scrolling through this conversation.
Oh no, that comes much further up. Like go easy.
You started giggling at your phone. You were like, oh, you know what? I nearly bin you off. Apart from you, if it wasn't for your tits, I would have bin you off. And I was like, what have I done?
So I've searched. So the only picture I took here was about sexting language, which again, the panny day, disgraceful. But for some reason, we were translating some phrases in here. And if you can translate these, send these in. So one is nuken in the kuchen, which means this, because that was something we did.
Hmm? They broke a rib doing that.
This. Next one is this. Give me in clap, papa.
I think I called you that once and you were like, never again.
No, you don't do that. And then that one. Give me ein Pack Slag in die Slapkammer.
The German
The
language.
Germanic languages just...
Something else in it.
This was also the month when you first discovered how much of a bad winner I can be. And at one stage, you were like, you literally quote said, will you just fuck off for a minute? We're like just about a month in, and I was like, the thing is, like, someone else at that point might have taken that badly, but that's exactly the reaction.
That's the fuel for the fire.
That's what I wanted.
That's what the fuel...
Because it's where the phrase came from this month was from Wordle, was the phrase that came into our life was suck it.
Yeah, suck it.
And it
Suck
became
up.
very, like, two of the whitest people that have ever lived.
Yeah,
Trying to-
can't pull it off.
Trying to smack talk each other in the worst possible way. Speaking of the whitest person that ever lived, this was also the month when we all realised we had 24 hours in a day. Do you remember we didn't know?
Yeah.
And then Molly
Mate told us, yeah.
We had 20 and we were like,
I remember when I was like that
remember?
night. It was like, well, yeah.
I used to have that year. It's changed my life.
I remember us talking about it via text, yeah. Being like,
same
oh,
24 hours in a day. Same 24 hours for Tommy to go out there and cheat. Just same way.
Oh.
Should have thought about it.
Yeah, that was mental, wasn't it? Fucking Molly now.
Molly fucking me. Okay. Back from the piss break.
Back from the piss break, yeah.
Yeah, because nature calls.
Sometimes it does. But yeah, so I was taking some screenshots from this month, and again, very extensive month again. And we were just getting back to work, weren't we? It was like early January, so we were having our... It was definitely our 7th day, because in this you respond to it as like, oh, 7th heaven. And I was like...
Hey, you beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Oh, 7th heaven.
No, it was Queer Eye was out, and we were doing...
Pretty Queer Eye. It was
Queer Eye,
easy
we were like-
Queer Eye month.
Yeah, you were like, oh, do you
You'd never watched it, had you? So this was like...
No, I had watched it, but I didn't realise...
Oh, so this
like,
wasn't a recommendation you actually took from me. This was something...
You need to let that go.
No, I mean, no, because there's some... Right, I just want to call out, before we get into this, another thing that you, at the time, just absolutely looked down on. And since you'll admit you were wrong. Are you
Go on.
ready to admit you're wrong on camera?
Yeah.
You said that the gorgeous little naive film About Time was terrible.
I was wrong on that.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
Look down the camera and
I
fill
was
you.
wrong.
Thank you very much. There we go. Oh, I'm going to clip that up. I'm going to use that.
One of the only things that you said that you liked about me is the fact that I can admit when I'm wrong.
Which-
And I've got no ego about it.
Early on, absolutely. These days, when it comes to like walking in the woods, you can never admit anything.
Because I'm not wrong. I admit it when I'm wrong. I always admit it when I'm wrong. And I feel like you should...
Everyone thinks you're not stubborn. You are the most stubborn
I'm
person.
not. I will admit when I'm wrong.
You'll only eat
Why?
Orford Browns. You'll only walk to the woods that way. You'll only listen to radio to at that time. Like,
Okay.
Right, sorry.
Okay.
Right, sorry.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
I've forgotten now because you've derailed
Queer Eye.
me. Queer Eye, yeah. So you're like, oh, no, that was it. You're like, oh, do you fancy coming around to my sister's tomorrow because like she wants to do a board game night? I was like, I think it was like...
My sister's more... Is couth the word? Your sister's sending pictures of her pissing, whereas my sister, come around, play board games.
Oh, a very respectable lady. I love Caroline. Just the most wholesome love.
I thought you were I thought you were trying to like build Sophie back up there, but no, just
No, doubling down.
no.
Sophie's a rapper, right? We love her.
Sophie's great.
No, but not many of your family yet. We're only like a couple of weeks in. I was like, and you were like, oh, it's a bit soon, blah, blah. I was like, oh, yeah, well, maybe. Felt a little bit maybe full on to like sit with your whole family doing, but also I don't like board games. I think that was main night hoof. I was like, oh, they're all
That was an ick as
that,
well.
that sounds like a little bit not fun for me. So I was like, yeah, you go ahead and you do that. I'm gonna do my own thing. You're like, and you were like, oh no, well we can do something else. I was like, oh no, I don't want you to cancel on your sister. You're like, well, there wasn't really any real plan. And I was like, oh, you changed your tune, didn't you? So we ended up doing it, and then
Because I really wanted to play board games with you and my family.
well, that's very cute. But then you were like, well, actually, the new Queer Eye's out. Do you fancy like doing that? And I was like, I don't want you to cancel on your sister. You're like, oh, I don't have any plans. And I was like, well, okay, fine, but This makes me sound like an absolute dickhead in this story, and I know that I wasn't.
Oh, you editorializing yourself now.
No. Honestly, read the text back. I really wasn't. I was like, no, I'm happy to. Like,
I'm sure you'll be fine. Like the point of this story is that you don't like board games, and that is just probably.
Caroline's very intense with board games as well.
No. The Wright family love board games.
Yeah.
It's a thing. We love the.
We know when like someone's explaining new games to you, and you're not really like.
It's because they play like
and then
crazy
you see,
complicated
like-
games. But you know what? Bless you. You learn how to play Uno against a 3-year-old.
I've done many games with your family since the.
You got beaten by a 4-year-old on holiday.
3 weeks in, so I think I'm perfectly fine.
No, I think that's fair enough.
Fancy
That's
it.
fair. That's fair enough.
And then, so instead, we did Smash Burgers and we watched Queer Eye, and that's our 7th heaven
Then
thing.
you did meet some people this month.
We did, yeah. So I was getting more comfortable in like in introducing each other to each other's lives. More.
So who did I meet this month?
You met Em,
I met Em.
and I met Martin and Elle and Darren.
Yeah, there was 2 separate, but also maybe, I mean, meeting mine, Darren and Elle, so mine's best friend, brother. Darren was housemate, top mate, and Elle is my
Sister.
sister-in-law. Sister-in-law.
Yeah.
No.
Elle is very fiercely loyal. She's looking out for.
Well, she did
her
a great
brother.
star wedding.
She did, and I adore her. I would not hear a bad word say against Elle.
No, but
meeting her in person.
all you're trying to
first
milk
time,
was-
kind of like, I understood that she was sussing.
Darren and
I
mine.
can feel a
are-
bit like,
Darren and Martin are kittens.
and Elle was like,
You know immediately with
No.
Darren and Martin, you're in the presence of a friendly little, cuddly little, they're little
Red
cute little
flag.
flag. Whereas Elle is like,
yeah,
I have to prove to you the time. And also, she'd seen me go through some terrible.
yeah. I know that's what I mean. Like this, the fact that she was sussing me out the first.
What was
time,
her review of you?
No vibes.
She
Famously,
had
no vibes.
which is,
I guess
5 stars from Elle.
But no, that's what I love about her now and then is the fact that even when she was sussing me out, I was like, oh, I was like, it's fine, we're having a nice chat, blah, blah. But I could feel that she was sussing me out, and it wasn't a problem. It was like, okay, yeah, I understand that.
She was watching my
I mean, she was watching. I was going to say she's watching someone she cares about very much so, and I appreciate that. Everyone needs that in their life.
We were obviously feeling vibes because the next day after that, we went on our first ever holiday. Wasn't it so cute? We went,
Do you want to explain what
it's a
school
bit,
was?
it's a bit soon to be going on a holiday, like 1 month into a
It
relationship.
wasn't a holiday.
Wait, it was a holiday.
It was not a holiday.
It was a holiday.
It was a night away.
It was the partner city of Antwerp or something. Like it was.
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar's like a whole principality.
I know, that's why it's so mental.
Well, there you go. So we went to the beautiful city.
The sister city.
Town. It's not a city. Goole. And Goole even sounds like what it felt
It
like.
was John's friend's
We
partner.
can say that name.
30th.
It's Jitesh's fiance, soon to be wife, Pippa's 30th birthday.
Yeah.
But Jitesh had invited a few of us. Would it be in January early days, like close to Shadi's 60th or something? Nice little in joke for anyone that knows Shadi. And it was kind of a busy period. Like there was lots of things going on. So in the end, the only people apart from Jitesh and Pippa that went that we knew, well, we were the only
You
ones.
knew.
Well, that I knew, knew.
You only knew Jit and I only knew you.
By the end of the night, you knew all of Jitesh's family.
Oh my God, I had the most amazing curry recipe. Like, okay.
That sounds so racist.
No. I spoke to Jit. No, it's not. I spoke to Jitesh's mum for like an hour and I literally wrote it.
I would have
down.
started.
Still got it in my
I would
notebook.
have started with that. Is what I'm saying.
I was talking to her. Oh, okay.
She did have a good curry recipe. It's
And I've
not
written
just
it down. I've got it
that-
written down.
right. Yeah, cool.
I literally spoke to her more than I did anyone else.
Sorry, character witness. Yeah. So anyway, our first holiday was a night in Goole,
It
staying.
didn't help me that our first picture together is literally like there's a spotlight that happens to have fallen on my head and looks like a bindi.
Yeah, you did say
So
that.
that does not help my
Yours,
at all.
yeah. You do. You cultural appropriation is your.
No, it wasn't. It was literally a spotlight. It was a picture.
Yeah.
It was a.
But when
light
you
not
were
aware of
when you were a lecturer, you were like, you know. Anyway, so anyway, get to the point. Our first holiday was to Goole, and we stayed at a petrol station.
Yep.
We drank jam
Well,
shot.
no, a holiday, like a holiday in on a petrol station, and we bought box jam shed.
Box
wine.
jam shed out of mugs. And then we went to this 30th, which was actually really nice.
Really cool.
It was like a wedding.
Wedding, yeah.
It was like a wedding.
It was like marquee. It was like,
and then
stunning.
And then the day after, we'll come back to the night of like, actually, we went for a drive around the area to get a coffee. And it was actually really nice around there.
And we spoke to someone at the party who recommended that cheese shop. We went to that cheese shop.
Yeah, we did go to that cheese shop.
Yeah.
But we were
in kind of
so I had to the reason we were so wrapped with anxiety is because like so there was something you said. So what's weird about this night is there are no messages in the WhatsApp about. So I went, is this the month that we went to Goole? And you're like, yes, it was. I was like, I didn't see any real mention.
Because we dealt with it in person, not over text.
So we were obviously a month in, and we were getting like quite keen on each other. You'd come on holiday with me to someone.
It wasn't a holiday. It was a night.
You saying it was a holiday?
It was a night away for someone's.
A night away for someone's.
So I was your plus one.
Well, you'd never met these people, so you were obviously keen on me. I was keen on you, but you did this unhinged thing of like when you got your curry recipe and your 10 drinks in you were like, I'm going to tell you about all the men that are still texting.
No.
And all the people.
Wrong. What happened was the 10 drinks in and the curry recipe under my belt, I'll cop to.
Yeah.
And what I thought I was doing, which was like, I thought I was like being like healthy and mature and transparent and complimentary of John. Turns out it was absolutely fucking the wrong.
Unhinged.
Apparently, yeah, unhinged.
Unhinged. No, apparently.
So, but yeah, so basically someone like from like a, casual dating past had got in touch being like, "What are you doing?" And I'd said, actually, I'm seeing someone that I'm really excited about, and I shut it down. So I thought the best.
Well, that's the end of the conversation. I never need to know about that.
Again, John did not need to know about that, but me being like, I think in the going forward in this like lovely new like connection that I found, definitely the best time to tell someone or to tell them at all would be at this night. And I was like, I really like you. And one way I'm going to show you that I like you is just like, I've shut everything else down. And you're like, okay, what the fuck? Rightly so. And you were like,
no, I didn't. I wasn't like, what the fuck?
No,
I was like,
no. You were like, this feels odd. But then we got ourselves into like this tangled net of conversation, not an argument, just conversation, where we boxed ourselves into a corner where it's like, well, do you want to be in a relationship? Well, do you want to be in a relationship? And none of us could really back.
I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend now.
I guess we're boyfriend girlfriend now. Should we just go on the dance floor and let's have a bit of a dance? And then we woke up in the morning. I remember we were in our petrol station that we were staying in, and there was actually like a little like drive-through and got nugs at, and we went to that cheese shop. And then I think John said to me, he was like, oh, mate, so this is like, I guess, our kind of like anniversary day there. And we were both just like, fuck. Because it did feel a little bit like we were dead into each other. We knew this was going to like, lead to somewhere. But I think that conversation was
it was the wrong context
It was the wrong context, and it was like a little bit, it was forced forward when it didn't need to be. Yeah. So we were like, okay, let's go get them. We went to the cheese shop and everything was nice.
But I'm really proud of us because
we handled it really well, actually.
No, honestly, there were several things in this first 2 months when I look back and I'm like, I can't believe that I was able to do that personally. I think that you were a bit more healthy than me emotionally, but you were working through your own shit. And I think the way that we dealt with it was the reason there were no messages is because we were like, let's wait until we're in person and then actually have a conversation about it. Yeah,
when we got back from Goole, so you dropped me off, and then our typical day to meet up was a Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of days where I think we had a conversation when you said, I'm feeling quite anxious. And even in these moments, I don't even know how to be a good partner. And I said back to you, I was like, I tried to reassure you, but I also said, I'm feeling really anxious as well. Let's, I don't think we said let's talk about it on Tuesday, but it was kind of like that was kind of in the air. I think Tuesday was literally like a day later, so I think it was okay to be.
Came back on the Sunday.
General chit chat.
We had the Monday.
So I came round to yours on the Tuesday, and we kind of just very calmly and very like maturely had a conversation, being like, I don't think we're quite unpicked it, being like, I don't think we're quite ready for that. I think we should still. And by this point, we'd already like deleted the apps and stuff, so we're still kind of exclusively dating. But we weren't quite ready for that.
I think it was more like...
We just basically like, should we just like take the pressure off and go back to what we were? Because I don't think we're quite...
Whether we were ready or not wasn't the point.
Yeah, maybe that's not right crazy.
No. I would have said the same thing, but what I'm reflecting on you, I'm saying that the timing was less the issue. It was more the context in which the conversation came about. It was like, it could have been that night if we'd been at home.
But I remember exactly how the conversation had happened. We were sat at... because you still had the table in the kitchen at that point. So we sat on there and we were talking about it. And it was really nice because I think we were definitely on the same page with it. And we were very like gentle and like loving to each other. and we were just like,
Don't bring the L word in just yet.
not lovely, but it was just like calm and like very kind of like we were definitely on the same page.
Anyway, we did really well. So like, yeah.
But then I remember we kind of like, we were like, okay, we were kind of like a big exhale. And we're like, okay, let's go back to what we were doing before, which is dating. And we were dating exclusively at that point. We weren't
I
like,
should hope so. You were showing me all the people.
that's what I mean. I was like, shut them all down.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like,
I had like loads on my phone, but I just wasn't showing you. I was inundated.
well, you broke the ice by saying like, wow, you're technically my ex-girlfriend now. I don't know how. You're like, we should be tolerated.
Exes be crazy.
You're like, you've been, someone I'm dating, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend. What are you now?
Quickest serious relationship I've ever had. Yeah.
It was 24 hours. So a full start is what we call it, but I think it was it's still a fun story. I think
It created great.
we handled it really well.
It explored something in us that I think stood the test of time that's been forever. So Goole was infamous. Such a it's such a seminal moment in our relationship. It's one of those moments, like in the last couple of months I've mentioned, there've been a few moments when it was make or break for us. Like, not make or break, but like, make or break's the wrong word.
I was going to say,
It's a moment when another situation, another relationship, another dating, it was like a very tricky thing to navigate. Like, to have false started on like boyfriend, girlfriend, and then to have to try and unpick that conversation. I think most people would have just...
Oh, we handled it so well.
Most people would have pushed forward and just like...
And it was, Kate is one of John's very good friends from school, and she got together with her partner, and now like Sophie. They got together at a very similar time.
Oh, we didn't meet them this month. It was later we met them.
I've not met them yet, but Kate got
So you have in life, just not in January 2020, so yeah.
Yeah.
He literally went to that.
Well, not in this timeline.
Oh shit, spoiler, they got married.
Yeah. I was going to say, so Kate met her partner Sophie literally at the same time. They literally had the same, not the same full start, but a full start. So when I first met Kate and Sophie, I was talking to Sophie, who's a new partner into this same like friendship group.
Yeah.
So me and Sophie were like the noobs in this like established friendship group, and we were talking about it, and she was like, we literally had the same thing. And then again, we went to their wedding 3 months before our wedding, and it was really sweet.
So I guess my point is that, right? So like, I think if it's the right person, it's possible to navigate it quite well. I mean,
Yeah.
Sophie and Kate have also quite...
We dealt with it with humour
Well,
and honesty. And
I was just spoke about Kate and Sophie, that they're emotionally intelligent as well.
Yeah.
So I think if this presents itself, it's possible to move through it. And I know that, without naming names, there are people in this conversation that we've had that also went through similar sort of traumatic situations to me, had difficult situations. And at that time, when you're coming out of the back of that, you don't think that you're going to be able to navigate situations like this very well. So to be able to do it as we did it, I was like...
But also without issue, and with humour and with space and grace. Which is what we did.
Space and grace.
Don't know where I've gotten that from.
I know you say it all.
I say it a lot now. Since we went on holiday last week, I felt like I've said it about 7 times. I don't know where I picked it up from. But I think it's true.
I mean, I like it.
I like it, but I don't know where I've gotten it from.
It's not as bad as Panny Date. To move on from love sweet relationships to something of real import.
Import?
Import, that's a word.
Okay.
I thought you did English literature.
I thought you were trying to like match me with my Panny D.
No, import is a real word.
Okay. You're heading for the book.
Check it out.
But okay.
That's why I didn't put it in my notes, but I did kick your ass at Scrabble this month. To move on to the real important topic of the day, Robbo's testicles. We were doing like, who's the penalty taker for softwood tennis? And I took some penalties. Sammy ended up being the penalty taker, by the way. He scored all 3 of his. But I hit a penalty so hard, but at the goalkeeper, who was Robbo, that I hospitalised him with a recessed testicle. It went inside and bruised, and he sent me the hospital report, and I sent it to you. I just thought that was quite funny.
I think I might scroll past that.
Well, I scrolled past all our sexts and focused in on Robbo's testicles.
Okay, oh yeah, horrible, weird, some sex.
Well, I just thought that was like, this is kind of,
You know what, if we weren't in this country, he could be sending you a massive medical bill.
This was a night when I sent you pictures from 11 p.m. and then I sent you a voice note at nearly 6 a.m. when I was walking home. But we were texting.
wasn't it?
No. We were texting between. You were out with your frames.
I was at Jamie's house.
Yeah, you were at someone's house. But like, I was on the whiskey night. I sent you a picture. If it's not planes, it's fucking motorbikes. Anyway, so the point was I sent you a picture and I put pictures up now. And you were like, Sammy used to cheer the fuck up. And that has continued to be true for 3 more years. So, like, it's just...
Sammy has cheered the fuck up.
Only because he's met Emma. Yeah. Come on, Sammy, step up. But yeah, then we were messaging till like 3:30, 4 o'clock. You were still awake as well. And then you went silent on me. How dare you? And then I walked home at 5:45 in the morning and was voice noting you. I think I sounded quite coherent, to be fair.
You did. You were talking to someone about needing to brush their teeth in the cab.
No, McDonald's.
McDonald's. Okay.
Yeah, like why? I think he said to me, I only brush my teeth once a day. I was like, what the fuck? That is disgusting. Disgusting.
But so disgusted that he felt the need to voice note me about it at 6 in the morning.
I also think they just had no other conversational...
You did have me at this for me now. She was just like, I spoke to someone, found it gross. And I was like, I really want to cuddle you tonight. And I was like, oh.
I didn't say that.
You did? Oh, yeah.
I didn't sing it like that, did I?
I didn't sing it. No.
Right, so there you go.
I sung it in my voice, so I'd felt myself less cringe. But yeah.
Another thing that came up in this month, which I can't believe, and we should be suing, because we or you, somewhat one of us, came up with the concept of brat.
Did we?
Yeah. Brat
Don't mind
behaviour.
me.
You must have mentioned it at some point, and I went, oh, is this your brat
I'm
behaviour?
definitely not on the top of any trend, so remind me.
I'm glad you admit you're not cool. But you must have said, because I said to you...
Traditionally cool, maybe not now.
I've done a video on cool. Check it out. Is Georgia cool? Let's answer the question. Let's do one super... No, I'm joking. But yeah, I mentioned like, oh, that's your brat behaviour.
You said that.
Yeah, to you. It must have been, maybe it was either like brat like Charlie XX.
It must have been like traditionally like bratty.
Yeah, like
behaviour,
Cheshire.
but like, I don't really think I've ever been bratty.
Yeah.
Yeah, when was I ever bratty?
You're not Charlie XX brat, are you? Let's be clear.
I'm not brat either.
You know what? That kind of sounds like Charlie XCX's songs. Do I sound like an old man when I say that?
You do, actually.
Yeah.
Gave me the ick a lot.
All I hear is wah, 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 and all that bum, 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 all that bum, bum, bum.
I've never been drier.
Not even when I went, hey, beautiful.
It's been a roller coaster.
It's been Goole to the pool, to the drool, to the drool,
Stop it. Stop it.
to the window.
Gandhi's flip-flops right now. Stop it.
But you messaged me this month saying, oh, I can't believe how often I'm saying Alexa play BBC Radio 2. And I was like, when I was looking back at it now, I was like, that is, you turned old at 30.
That's me taking...
I was still listening to Radio 1 when I was 30.
Wow.
Because I was hip. Hippity hip hip.
And now you're a pensioner, and I've lumped myself with a pensioner, and look where we are.
That means you'll get my pension when I die, so what are you whinging about?
How big's your pension? You've not got any life insurance yet?
Innuendo. I'm not getting it for the reason that sounded like she wants me to.
I mean, that's...
She'll fucking off
We
me.
talked about this the other day. Why have you not got any life insurance?
All right. Because I feel like you're going to kill me.
And not until it becomes... You know,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
well,
Untenable.
me and Sandy can live here, have a really nice little life here.
I mean, when the courts find this recording, you're fucked.
I'll burn it.
Do you know what's... There's a picture of you and Em this month that I think is the most Dane picture I have ever fucking seen.
Probably.
It is a picture... Well, there's a picture of... There's two pictures. There's one. There's Em standing on the side of the couch, looking out the window,
Right.
waiting for ham and eggs. That's one.
We both was in the same office. That was from our office. And she was like,
No, hang on. It wasn't an office. It was a room in the house.
It was our office.
Office, yeah. But you made it sound like it was like a place. It was the house.
No, I said when I'm working from the office, you thought I meant an actual office. I was like, no, a room.
No, I'm speaking to the viewers. Like, I know what you mean. I'm saying it was a house,
You
and
want me to say that you
she
didn't.
was looking down the drive, waiting for the ham and eggs to be delivered. That's one. But no. The most unhidden... Oh, this is it. It's this picture of you holding a fucking, like, shotgun, and you're pointing it at Em, she's like, having the best time. Fucking mental.
It's like so many weapons in the house. I don't even...
I know. I started to go through. It was like, there's a bow and arrow. There's a gun.
There's the husky German Shepherd who was like...
When's Em's birthday?
Dinosaur. May 7th.
When we get to May, we'll talk about the first thing that happened in May as I walked into this fucking party was her boyfriend at the time handed me a gun and went, crack on, have a shot. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's just how we lived. It's just how we lived.
Different people.
Yeah.
Different vibes. To the end of the month, a couple of really like interesting things that I saw was one, there was a tweet that I saw which was like, the way to test a boyfriend is to have him watch Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2 and like see how that goes or something.
So you read that and was like, oh, should we watch it?
One of us did. I think it might have been me, and I texted it to you.
Right.
And then we were like, absolutely up for that. And then next month we'll talk about how that went.
Yeah.
Because
So it's February when we came official. February 5th.
oh, spoilers. We ended up getting official.
Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thunk it? I think also the last abiding message in this month, which was hilarious, and is more hilarious given the context of this person in the longer term view, is there was a person that liked you on a dating app that I knew in real life. I'm not going to say how I knew them.
Oh, from the gym. Sorry.
You, honestly, you could never be a politician. Like, just...
You told me to say, like, oh, treat it like a conversation.
It is a conversation.
I got carried away.
But I literally just said, I'm not going to say how I know them for a reason,
I
because I
thought
don't,
you said name or whatever. I didn't say names. Sorry, go on.
don't think there are that many people that this could be. To be fair, if this person...
Let them sue. I'd like to go to court for those.
I'm not suing. What would they sue us for?
Exactly.
Taking the piss. No, I said, I don't know how we got around to it. It's like, I think you said you recognized a picture of me and this person on Instagram, and you're like, I know that guy. Like, he
I don't know how we got on to
persisted with me on dating it. Like,
I've got the screenshots to show you. I was really like dead pleasant with him as well. I was like,
oh no, I've seen the script. You shared me the message.
I said no, and then he found me separately on Instagram.
Don't do this. Don't do this, kid.
No, it's creepy.
Don't do
It's
this.
really creepy.
It never works. It never works.
I was just like,
And when you spent time with him in real life, he pretended he'd never met you before.
oh yeah.
Oh, that was...
Well, to be fair, he might not have like record, but I don't know.
Oh, he definitely
It's
would have.
definitely not like I mean, you met me from a dating app. It's not like a catfish, June. Like, it was definitely pictures that
And you did. I had to get over it. Like, it was like, it's like, you know what? Just, you got to accept a little bit of catfishing. I only looked at the boobs, so the boobs were exactly as they were in it.
The fucking picture, the picture that was on there was the same fucking outfit that I fucking wore to our first date.
Any filters on there? No filters. No filters.
Swear to fucking Christ.
You look great.
Thank you. Not anymore, but I swear to...
Whoa! Who said not anymore?
Okay, fine.
I was doing a joke.
I know, I might have put an angle up there, but no filters.
That was the month. The month of January 2022 was fucking intense. We went from
Polite getting to know each other to intense getting to know each other.
like familiarizing each other to like boyfriend and girlfriend to ex-boyfriend and girlfriend to like, you know...
It's not necessarily ex-boyfriend, girlfriend. We kind of say that as a joke. It's like it was returning.
People...
It was returning to where we felt comfortable.
I told you to move to Salford. You know, it was a intense month. It was probably...
We wanted each other, definitely, but we needed our pacing to be a little bit...
wanted each other.
We did? Would you not agree?
It's just an interesting... We wanted each other. But yeah, that was January 2022. And next month, will we become official? Who knows? But you'll have to tune in.
Probably.
Next Friday. Might have taken longer. Who knows? But yeah, life began. Life begins.
Life continues.
0. You don't know about 0. You'll find out later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, beautiful.